Here are some potential benefits of lion's mane mushroom. It reduces inflammation in the gut and can improve symptoms of inflammatory bowel disease, aka pretty much Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. It can reduce the overgrowth of harmful bacteria like Helicobacter pylori in your gut and can even help to protect the gut from ulcers, the gut lining that is. It speeds the recovery after suffering a nervous system injury and speeds the regrowth and repair of your nerves. It improves cognition and memory. At least it was shown to in one trial involving a bunch of people with mild cognitive impairment, where it provided 3 grams of lion's mane mushroom per day over the course of 4 months. They used a 98% purity extract. And lastly, it might even reduce anxiety. So lion's mane, it's great for your gut, it's great for your brain, might even improve your mood. Now, why do I say potential benefits? Well, we're lacking a lot of research in humans. There is some, right? And every year, there's more and more coming out on lion's mane. But if it were me, I take it every day. So it seems pretty promising, but we can't definitively say that it does all these things because a lot of the research is in mice. But it's really some unbelievable stuff. Something else they showed in mice after suffering a cerebrovascular accident, aka a stroke. They provided lion's mane and it sped the recovery of those brain regions that were damaged by the stroke. So pretty wild stuff. It's stacked up with drugs meant to reduce the risk of developing ulcers that are induced by alcohol consumption or taking NSAIDs. It was shown to be more potent than a drug meant for that, at least in mice, right? But the trial on the cognitive function, the memory, that was in humans. And again, it was 3 grams a day. They took 1 gram in 3 divided doses, and they did it for 4 months. Now, after they stopped taking it, they didn't see the same benefit. The benefits did cease there. But pretty neat stuff. Lion's mane might be worth a go. I don't really know too many negative side effects. Now, it's a mushroom, right? You hear these mushrooms all the time. You hear of reishi mushroom, and you hear a lot about things like fermented cordyceps that are out now, and all these nootropic supplements. This seems like one of the more promising ones, and in general, these mushrooms are relatively potent for their medicinal purposes. So, might be worth a go. I don't know. That's up to you. Have a great day. Thanks a lot. Happy Wend Wellness. We'll see you. Why is it called lion's mane? Well, it looks like a lion's mane, the way it grows. You should see it. It's a really neat picture. Maybe I'll use a picture of lion's mane as the cover photo maybe here. But it's so cool. It's got that like stringy white, it falls down. It's a shaggy mushroom. Really neat. But anyway, let's see what we got. Say hi to the people. Have any of you guys tried lion's mane before? I'm curious. And have you felt anything? Now remember the dose we said. You gotta be careful about something. When we talk about what up, Malcolm? How you doing, baby? When we talk about these supplements, albeit promising for a lot of their heralded effects, look at the dosages and look at the purity. We've talked about the purity here at Wend Wellness before, but another common one is they'll include a bunch of these in a supplement, and it'll have 200 milligrams of lion's mane. Look, the study that actually improved cognition and memory in these people was using 3 grams per day, right? So if you're not even coming close to that and it's not 98% purity, don't expect to get the same benefit, right? It just go by the clinical dosages, that go by what's used in human clinical trials, right? So it's not always that more is better, right? You look at things like adaptogens, and they typically follow a hormetic dosage response, meaning more does not do any more for you. Actually, could be harmful or toxic, where a lower dose is beneficial and does its job in essence, right? So there's that sweet spot you want to find with things like that. But then alpha GPC is different. It's a dose dependent response. So if you had 300, 600 will do even more, 1200 will do even more. Right? So that's what they'll use for Alzheimer's patients is 1200, 600 will boost growth hormone. 300 is typically used just to improve cognition, right? But that's something worth noting too if you're going to try lion's mane. Right? I am Rokog. What's happening? Eric North. Josh Assistant Owen. What's up? What's up? Is Ton El Choi. I'm doing great, my man. I shot some hoops today, and I was so happy to get out there and do that. It made me feel like a kid again. I hadn't shot some hoops in a while. I got to get one for the house here. Basketball hoop. I had to go find one somewhere. Go to the courts. Chris Lunak, what up? And Eric Sayo. What up, Jay and Serena? Have an awesome rest of your day. That's all we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when. We'll see you then. Have a great day. Happy Wend Wellness. Thanks.